Okay, today this video is going to be about changing the idler pulley. So let's get into it. I'm going to showcase, okay, this is where we're going to take loose that Y pipe that you see there. So there's a few hose clamps that are holding it on, or I guess pipe clamps in this case, that's holding it on. So I use a 10mm socket to loosen those up. And here's a shot from the top. Those are two other air tubes, I guess, or tubes connected to the turbochargers there. So there's one on the left, one on the right, but this one is the one on the driver's side. And this is the best way to access these clamps. And that's all I'm having to do is like just loosen that very bottom one. You see the one at the top, one at the bottom. Okay, right here is just the underside of the very front. And I just need to remove that little flap so I can access that. And what I did do is slid a light in there later on because it was pretty dark down there. So let's put the camera down here so you can see exactly where this idler pulley is. So that's the water pump pulley that was replaced recently, but the one right below it on the right hand side, that's the item that we're replacing today. It has it wasn't squeaking before the water pump was replaced, but after the water pump was replaced, it began to squeak. And a lot of people who have done this before said that the new belt is a lot tighter than the old belt that's already been stretched and heated, which usually causes that squeaking. So in the event you got to change the water pump, you might as well change the idler pulley assembly as well, because you can get the pulley or the whole thing. I just bought the whole thing and just replaced it. It was only 2 bolts, so I figured, you know what, why not? And this is the new one that I ordered from Rock Auto. I think I'm gonna flap down this part here in the front so I can show you the part number, but this is the new item. And you'll see later that this one, the design is slightly different than the Ford Motor Company one, but I mean, it's a great product. Once I installed it, it worked great. And here you'll see a comparison. Once I took off the old one, then the new one next side by side to each other. Again, pretty similar design, but the older one definitely was worn out. You'll see I'll spin it a few times, spin the pulley itself, and the older one spins a little bit more freely. Didn't completely spin freely, but it just, definitely didn't have the tightness that the new one had. So definitely was time to replace it. Now, let's give it a few more spins because it's just fun to do that. You take it off, you want to mess around with it. All right, one last look at this one. As you see, doesn't spin as freely as the other one. Let's get into the next part. So here you see I took off the old assembly idler pulley there. I guess belt tensioner is really what it's called, a belt tensioner. But yeah, just 2 bolts that held it in. Did my best not to take loose the whole engine to try to get it in there, and just minimal things were removed. So got a little scratched up from reaching in there. But yeah, just 2 bolts that hold it on. Those also 10mm bolts that held it on. And it was pretty easy to take off for the most part. And of course, there's a lot that has happened since this video. I mean, this is everything all put back together. You saw there was kind of a dirty engine, and then here's a clean engine. So that's about it.